Ross Solomon!
Greetings YouTube, welcome to 0AD Newbie Rush. I'm Jim Kogan. We are back again post-Christmas. This game should have been on Sunday, which would have been Boxing Day, but having tested negative for COVID and got my result on Christmas morning, Christmas festivities were back on. And as a result, despite the Herculean effort to get about 3 matches out the previous week, the Sunday game fell victim. So I'm recording this a day late. Hopefully it will go live later in the day, the Monday, day after Boxing Day. But we have a game to talk about, and let's talk about it. It is a 4v4. It's a medium subalpine biome mainland map, and quite a roster of players. Let's go through them, starting with Team 1 in the north. We have in the yellow 0 Celsius, rating of 1546. Think I've covered them once or twice before. 0 Celsius. Tidy rating, tidy player on a flank there. We'll see who they're up against in a minute. Let's move along. Who are they playing as? They're playing as the Spartans. Okay. In the purple, we have Fapri, who I haven't featured in ages. Very good player. I haven't seen them, not been the most active in the lobby lately, but they're certainly playing here. Fapri, very good player. Rating of 1807 Iberian. So I think that is this game's big hitter. Moving along in the green, we have Garrison Fort, rating of 1259, so rating not too dissimilar to mine. Now that may be very new, may have played lots of team games and not many 1v1s, but they could be a complete newbie. We will see how they do. Garrison Fort in the green, also playing as the Spartans. And rounding out Team 1, playing as the Ghouls, we have Zorro, rating 1666. Good symmetry to their rating there. Ghouls, I think we've seen Zorro before. I cannot remember whether they were any good or not, but they've got a tidy rating. Another one of the big hitters in the games. And let's see how this is offset against Team 2. So on the opposite flank to 0 Celsius, we have, playing as the Ghouls in the blue, Principality of Xeon, rating 1600. But whenever I've seen them, I've got a feeling they've always come a bit unstuck. So interesting to see how Principality of Xeon does. We'll be facing off against 0 Celsius on that flank. On paper, a very close match. And we're just seeing, I don't know if that's hunting. I think that's hunting happening right on the borders there. Just looking to see who's going in for Cav. Funnily enough, going in for Cav at the moment is our next player. It is Hercule in the red, rating of 1488. Somewhat low rating for a player of that ability. I don't think they do many 1v1s. They've got 6 cavalry already. So I suspect there will be raids there. They're playing as the Britons. Moving along, we have in the orange Catherine Hypermode, who I believe is Kate 0AD, aka Yekaterina, one of her many Smurf accounts, I think. So we have Catherine Hypermode. No rating given, but we know, I think, Yekaterina, who obviously did our recent downloadable guide for new players to get their rating up. We know she's quite a good player, so yeah, we will keep an eye on Catherine playing as the Ptolemies. I think one of her preferred civs. And rounding out Team 2, playing as the Iberians, we have Hephaesto, rating of 1337. Know nothing about them. Be very interested to see how they get on the flank opposite Zorro. So we're seeing some cav emerging. Zorro's got 4 cav units. Principality of, now I've got to get this right, was it Xeon or Zion? It was Xeon, wasn't it? Principality of Xeon has got 2 cav units, and obviously Hercule has got 6, but that is going to be because there is an enormous great big load of hunt right here in the middle of this mainland map, dotted all over. So we may see a few cavalry confrontations before we see any serious sort of combat, just the odd skirmish possibly. Looking at populations, Catherine has taken the lead with 60 on 4 minutes. That is ridiculous. It's all female citizens, so she's absolutely spamming the women out. Has she got them coming out of houses? Just interesting. It hasn't got the fertility upgrade yet. I've seen a build order that basically utilizes getting hold of a load of houses. I think it was one of the 1v1 games. We're hearing a death somewhere. Here we are. Look, we're in the right place at the right time. There is a horse of Garrison Fort's. His sole cav unit, it's come down and it's murdered both of Catherine's house builder women there. So that might set her back a little. Is she close to being pop cap? No, she'd already got a bit of an excess going. And we're seeing barracks and other houses being built by the farmers over here. So first blood, but hasn't made much of a difference. Still joint leader with Fapri. Fapri, another player, very, very good at absolutely blitzing population. And Catherine's moved back into the lead with 65. Fapri going for a more balanced army. It's got 13 infantry. And one thing you'll see with a lot of the top players is the bulldozing of the Iberian walls to allow expansion straight out of the base rather than having to go outside. So that is an interesting demonstration of that tactic. What we're seeing over there, we're seeing a little nub of houses and a farm being built on the end there by Zorro to reach these extra berries. Very roundabout way of getting there, but effective. What we're seeing here, it's still hunting. And still the 6 cav from Hercule. Not a cav-centered tactic then, just for gaining the hunt, but probably will be put to use for hassling a bit later. Maybe. But all very tight at the moment. Catherine has reached a pop max of 80 at the moment. Only person anywhere near Principality of Xeon's got 65. And a few players in the 60s. 0 Celsius falling behind slightly. So struggling to get that population up. But has been going for quite a bit of infantry as well. Top infantry producers, Principality of Zero's got 24 infantrymen and 4 cav. So I wonder whether there will be a joint cav approach for attacking 0 Celsius. 0 Celsius looks like they could possibly be a weak link on that flank there. 2 very strong players below. So maybe we'll see that. Let's have a look at upgrades. So in terms of economy upgrades, a couple of players on Team 1 have both got 3 of the upgrades. I imagine that will be, yeah, so it's the Gathering. We've seen a few additional deaths as well. Fisto has killed somebody, as has Principality of Xeon. Who have they killed so from? Looks like they've killed 1 unit of 0 Celsius. It's already strayed into an area. Who else has lost some? Garrison Fort has lost that cavalryman that was doing the stalking there. I'm assuming Hephaesto or Principality of Xeon. Oh no, Hephaesto's over here. Hardly looked at Hephaesto so far. Go for the more traditional build with the Iberians. Keeping the walls intact. I think if you're on a flank, probably that's the sensible thing to do. Towers going up on this flank, so minor skirmishes, but yeah, it's all quite well behaved so far. That snaky out bit of house building, taking them out to what are they trying to get? I suppose they're trying to secure this stone over here, secure the metal. So all of this stuff now falls within their auspices. That also grants them easy access to that metal over there. So perhaps having control of these resources could be an advantage for Zorro. Populations wise, we have somebody going up to phase 2. Principality of Xeon has started phase 2, 7 minutes 31, with population there of 87. Catherine's got up to a population of 111, Zorro 110, Garrison Fort, who we've hardly looked at, has a population of 100. No changes in terms of the numbers of cav. The only person without any cav is now Garrison Fort, who lost his cavalry unit. Will that cost them in terms of gathering food? They've gone straight into farming, so I don't think so. Everybody is well established in farming. It's Hephisto who has fallen to the bottom of the population stakes now, but funnily enough, they are the second person to decide to phase up. They have a forward expansion here, more defensive. They're going for house, sentry tower, and a barracks. Possibly seeing an opening here to go in and attack, you know, for a very thin line to go straight for the CC. So thinking defensive and aggressive at the front. What have they got there? Storehouse. And behind, in the relative safety of this wood line, it's a relatively small wood line as well. I know they've got wood line here, it's huge. They might start to reinforce this, or they've got this, what will be contested wood line over here. Looking on the other side, I'm not so sure how this is going to work for 0 Celsius. No longer bringing up the rear. Hephisto's doing that. Hercule has started the town phase. So Hercule in the process of, after 8 minutes 52, Principality of Xeon and Hephisto have already made it. 0 Celsius has put his foot down a little bit. He's up to 94. Catherine has started the town phase, population of 129 on 9 minutes 14. It's a very healthy phasing up. I know Catherine likes to get to phase 3 before 12 minutes, so she's going to be cutting it fine, but she's got the population to do it. That little expansion expands further, so... No, it's our barracks over here. No, it's all farms. So this is for the hunting. This is to benefit hunting. Zorro's still only with the... oh, yeah, extra kills there. I didn't see that. So 6 kills for Principality of Xeon. Is he raiding someone somewhere? I don't know whether that was a skirmish in the middle. We missed it. Everybody else now is starting to phase up. Only 0 Celsius being left behind slightly in that department. Free and Zorro have started the process on 9 minutes 50, and Garrison Fort has actually made it. I'm hearing destruction of buildings, but I think that's possibly a redesign. Oh, he's knocked down some more walls. Yeah, so this is for Pre getting rid of walls to build his Iberian superstructure here. Interesting. He's reached phase 2. So the only person who has not reached phase 2 is 0 Celsius. He needs to get a move on, both in terms of population. Actually, population is doing okay. He's just overtaken, or is keeping level with Principality of Xeon. We are seeing Hephisto is pot capped on 101. Needs to address that pretty sharpish. Are their houses going down? No, it's been a while. So an uncomfortable wait. 0 Celsius has just started phasing up. 10 minutes 25. What other upgrades have we got? Principality of Xeon has got the most upgrades. Let's have a look. We're not going to see military upgrades yet. In terms of military buildings, Catherine's got all of the barracks. Lots and lots of them down here. Four of them grouped together. See Zorro keeping his horses, 4 of them in the middle, maybe waiting for an opportunity. There's soft targets to go for. Quite a few women, not too much infantry there. Could possibly be planning a raid. We are definitely seeing what looks like the beginnings of a raid over here from Hercule. So he's scouting around the edges of 0 Celsius's base. It's all infantry there. All infantry there. It looks like all of his women are on the fields, apart from these at the back. 13 unprotected women at the back. Is Hercule going to find them? He's taking the long way round. Is he going to head back south, or is he going to go north? Sneak around the sides here. There's a guy just stood idle, but could be, ironically, I don't think he's meant to be there. Could end up being an impromptu watchtower, I think. So all of Hercule's horses are pooling together. Looks like Principality of Xeon is also preparing for some maneuvers there. No sign of exploiting those weaknesses there. Now, what are we going to get here? There's a few guys wandering north. They could stray into Principality of Xeon's territory. Over here, battle lines being very clearly drawn on the border by Hephisto, who is still very much bringing up the rear in terms of population. He has got an enormous deficit to Zorro. There, Zorro has produced a ridiculous amount of infantry. We're starting to see odd little incursions. There's the odd arrow being fired by that tower. Where is which way in is Hercule going to go in? Is he looking to weaken 0 Celsius? We see a bit of presence there from Fapri to keep an eye on what's going on. He hasn't got the cartography upgrade, so he is not acutely aware what his opponent, what his teammates are doing. We're seeing a few players who have started the phase 3 upgrade. Hercule is almost there and he's just making it. Principality of Xeon, we're seeing Zorro is in the process of upgrading, and Garrison Fort, who's been quite quiet. At the moment, I get the feeling that everybody's sending 0 Celsius food. Here comes an attack. It's a raid. He's stopped building whatever that was going up there, and there's a whole load of Security commanders. They're not going to catch those horses. I think if they're sensible, they'll just pull back, having slowed them down, throwed them out a bit. That was a market going down. Very vulnerable position for your market to be built. So interesting. That might have slowed his development down a bit. You see this big gap here right on the border. This will allow Principality of Xeon to build into it. I dare say fortresses and the such like will be going there. Are we seeing any of the serious military buildings or military upgrades yet? We are starting to see military upgrades. Everybody going in for them at the moment, apart from Hephisto. His direct opponent's got most of the level 1 ones. Everybody getting them now. And Fapri, last person to get to phase 3. No, tell a lie, Hephisto still hasn't. Hephisto is falling behind. He really needs to get there pretty sharpish. At the moment, is still lacking a couple of entities of the class buildings. So it hasn't got blacksmiths down or additional buildings that will help there. Needs to put those down sharpish because Zorro's at pot max. Anybody building any siege? No sign of any siege yet. Anything in production? We're seeing a fortress going up. Yeah, fortress is in the process of being built. There it is. For Zorro, so this is going to be a very strong area to launch. Yeah, siege workshop, temple. Still not seeing Hephisto in a position. We have some fighting. Do we have some fighting? No, it just looked like. Look at this. 0 Celsius expanded right into this territory. It's having to expand in here to get to this woodline because this woodline is almost depleted, but quite a strong looking sort of central core there, but width on the way. That guy's still there. A bit of open width, not much cover on this side. Still got those 13 women there in that very vulnerable position. This side looking a bit better, though I wouldn't have put the market there. It's Principality of Xeon. Yeah, he's looking to come through this open flank, isn't he? There goes some infantry. They are going with bad intentions, no doubt. They step back a bit. They're going for a temple. 2 temples. So this area here is going to be a very strong area for Principality of Xeon. Even though there is a tower here, there is a temple over here. Military upgrades getting piled on at the moment. I haven't seen much from Garrison Fort. We have an expansion. Look at this. So another CC. Still in phase 2 at the moment, though. Is Hephisto in stage 2? This is Catherine, who is actually supplementing this territory. So Hephisto's still in stage 2, right on the edge. what are we seeing being built over here? I think we're seeing some combat now. So Principality of Xeon, who was very near Pop Max, 0 Celsius, who was just approaching it. No military upgrades for 0 Celsius. So he is, at the moment, he is getting the kills. He's got 44 kills. Fighting, I mean, these are, it's going to be a lot of security in there. So Principality of Xeon, perhaps, maybe thought with the few upgrades that he's got, things would come off better for him. For piling in now. So this is dangerous times for Principality of Xeon and for Hercule, who is having to re-equip as well. But Principality of Xeon down to population of 130 and now having enemies streaming forth with really bad intentions. Over here we are seeing Catherine going in quite heavily on Zorro. I think stole a march on Zorro, went in with a hero elephant. But no, it's just a towered war elephant. And facing off against, this is Garrison Fort, who's got a couple of rams and a smallish army, but doesn't really fancy it. I think he's left the rams unprotected, so they are vulnerable there. Interesting. Hercule has come in to try and stabilize things. Principality of Xeon still being somewhat splattered by this mix of 0 Celsius, whose initial onslaught was absolutely devastating, repelled Principality of Xeon. Principality of Xeon having to re-equip very, very quickly at the moment. If we look at production, Principality of Xeon is having to produce with massive numbers. Finally, Hephaesto is phasing up, but is being attacked quite heavily from the north by Zorro. At the same time, Catherine and Garrison Fort are fighting. Hephaesto trying to supply two bits of warfare here. I think Zorro's getting some success here. He's kind of left it as we see the first bits of lag come in. The rams are coming in. And Zorro seems to have this area here. He's getting easy kills. 49 kills just for the loss of 7. Hephaesto not been very effective at killing, but has lost 50 odd troops. Catherine, only 7 kills. So despite having that large army, they've been a bit standoffish. Garrison Fort hasn't really been involved in it. And over this other side, looks like they've kept... Yeah, look at this. What are we seeing here? This is more troops from Hercule. Hercule has been pretty effective. Well, it's almost parity. Principality of Xeon now rebuilding slowly. And almost statuesque troops here just stood there. I think these are all... What are these? These guys are getting a lot of slowdown here. It's going to stop motion now. Yeah, as all of the teams got 100 plus units and they're all fighting now, things slowing down dramatically. 4 rams for Principality of Xeon trying to make light work of this temple. They've pulled back. Hercule having to pull back as well, as it's a combined force of Capri and 0 Celsius. 0 Celsius population's dropped to 150, starting to take a few more losses now. Really needs to be rebuilding pretty quickly, and he is. Principality of Xeon still down on 122. Hephaesto has got his population is down to oh, this looks bad. Population down to 71. Walls breached and rams in the CC. So it's going pretty badly. Looks like all the women have been slaughtered. So not going well for Hephaesto here. They're trying to run. They're letting them through straight into the back of the base. Nothing there. So Hephaesto appears to have been pretty much smashed up. Catherine is getting some success against Garrison Fort, who's not been able to get his siege weapons or his small army out into any kind of meaningful combat. But there goes the CC of Hephaesto. His population now plummeting. Hephaesto has effectively been removed from the game. It's still got 50 odd infantry, but they're not really being very influential. Lost to CC. Rams are taking out the rest of the stuff. There is Hephaesto's infantry. Hopefully trying to make some sort of use here. But not looking good. Still controls quite a bit of territory, so could put down another CC. In fact, has got that CC there as a backup. and is hastily trying to produce, but lost that tactical stronghold there. Zorro now controls this vast swathe. If we look over here, Fapri has gone in on Principality of Xeon's base. His population now stable at 130. It did get back up. It has been higher. Still massively in deficit. Fapri has killed 155 for the loss of 104. And has been supporting Zero Celsius, who is still obviously also very much in profit in terms of kill-death ratio, supporting Fapri quite well in this assault. So Fapri's got the cav, 17 of them. And it looks like Zero Celsius has done the infantry. So they, between them, are dishing out quite a lot of punishment. Still a few Security commanders left, but not that many. What is Catherine doing? Catherine, I think, is now trying to fight Zorro off in the middle before it becomes too much of a fighting force. But look at this. We finally have that fighting force of Garrison 4. It's come down, captured a market, starting to make little inroads into Catherine's territory. Meanwhile, over here, it's still a four-way fight. Zero Celsius and Fapri versus Principality of Xeon, who is hanging on, and Hercule, who is supplying huge amounts of reinforcements all the time. Something will have to give over there. They're not giving any ground. But yeah, they're forcing a little bit of a retreat, but into quite safe and protected territory. So a bit of a stalemate along this border here. Principality of Xeon has got population back up to 150 briefly. It's now dropped a little bit, but they are getting kills. Hercule very much. Let's have a look who is... yeah, it's still Catherine who's got the kill-death ratio. So after that short incursion, another force of garrison forts coming in. They're trying to group together. But Catherine appears to have the killing of both of them. In terms of the military upgrades... Oh, has anybody got Will to Fight? Yeah, so Hercule has got Will to Fight, as has Garrison 4. That and Zorro. So Zorro, again, pretty much been left to his own devices. Catherine's having to split forces. They're now coming sideways, so I think Zorro will be quite happy to go sideways at this point. Catherine's mobile army here, lacking a bit of siege, has got a hero in there, is certainly getting the better of Garrison 4, but I don't think is in a position to stop Zorro at the moment. Meanwhile, over here the fight continues. Quite an incursion there. No sign of any siege. Who has got any siege weapons? Anybody got much in the way of siege? Very little siege being produced. Yeah, not seeing any siege in production at the moment from the guys over this side. There's some elephants. They're over the far side. That chariots. Yeah, Celtic chariots being deployed. And they've captured, look at this, Hercule has captured that temple. It hasn't garrisoned it yet. I'm surprised by that, because its loyalty will switch back if it doesn't get somebody into it soon. But yeah, a bit of progress, and a barracks captured, and that's been destroyed hastily. They don't have that tower, but they're going to go for it. They're piling everybody on. Zero Celsius has been fought back. Fapri's been fought back a little, and they've now got that area, so they need to stick people in it to keep it. Principality of Xeon has not garrisoned the tower either. You can see that temple seems to be holding its loyalty at this point, probably due to proximity of their other buildings. Where are they going next? They're going to try and capture the other one. They've destroyed that. This is a fully garrisoned tower. There is a hero in there, I believe. They're capturing houses. Are they going to get that tower? Hercule is causing mayhem at the top here, being chased away now by Fapri, while Principality of Xeon tries to capture territory down here. Hasn't quite got enough to get that tower, but he's trying again. More horses coming in. Let's have a quick look over the other side. So this is They've made inroads, but can they hold this territory? I think they're going to. They could really do with garrison in that tower and have it. They have now, so there'll be more arrows bearing down on this territory. They're trying. They could capture the military mess hall if they're careful. A pitch battle happening there. Let's see what Catherine's doing. Zorro and Garrison Fort are coming in on her. She's still got a 3.1 to 1 kill death ratio, and Zorro's progress is being somewhat hampered. He does have large control of this area, but the walls still belong. They still belong to Hephisto. Hephisto's population's down to 20. Pretty much out of this game now. I think you might have 1 or 2 infantry dotted around. Catherine now fighting on 2 fronts. Still getting the kills. Still getting the kills. We're now seeing... Let's have a look over the other side. Trying to take down that... trying to take down that military mess hall now. It's just over halfway destroyed there, as... still lots and lots of new cav being brought to bear on 0 Celsius's base. What's happening over the other side? I think Catherine has been forced to retreat. So Zorro has definitely got the upper hand here at the moment. Probably going to get some captures. There's rams going in on her fortress, trying to get the camera to move. Now there it goes. So lots of capturing. I think Zorro and Garrison Fort have got this side of the map. At the moment they have it under stranglehold. Over here it's not clear, although 0 Celsius has resigned. So somewhat prematurely, still at a CC, still at a population. I think that's possibly let Team 1 down a little bit. That's an open invitation for Principality of Xeon and Hercule to spread and to go 2v1 on Fapri. That's a bit disappointing, but over here it's going great guns for Zorro and for Garrison Fort. Catherine's been forced back to her own territory, hastily building. What's this? This is another temple. It's got temples up everywhere. That's a library. But Zorro's coming in and is capturing stuff right, left, and center. So Catherine has to really go on the defensive here. There are lots of rams. She got any cavalry or anything that could stop the rams? I'm not sure. She's got nothing. It's got 50 Egyptian pikemen, but they are in the middle of this battle. The rams are going this way, away from the combat, to take down these structural buildings. And help is not going to be coming, I don't think. Maybe for... looks like fresh from... sorting out Principality of Xeon's side. I think he's being left to handle Fapri now, single-handed. It's gonna be Hercule who comes to the rescue to hopefully do the one thing that no one else could do, and that is repel this attack from Xeon. The Rams have been withdrawn a bit. They've captured all these buildings that used to belong to Catherine. Catherine has been forcibly removed from this area. We look at the upgrades now. Everybody largely, apart from Hephisto, has got almost max on the military upgrades. Who's got will to fight? Catherine did not get will to fight. Neither did Principality of Xeon. Nor is Fapri. So that could be telling. Zorro definitely has, and that's probably what's making quite a difference. Zorro now not having it all his own way. There is support coming from Garrison Fort. It's small amounts of infantry. So we've reached a bit of a stalemate over there. We're still seeing fighting over here. So Principality of Xeon has gone on the offensive, but has run into quite a large quota of cav, 47 of them. So we have 2 mobile armies in the form of Fapri and Hercule now running around and hitting and running, and certainly weakening players like Garrison Fort. I think Fapri has to keep an eye on his own flank because Principality of Xeon will be looking to expand and go forward. It still hasn't. Well, he has got his population back up to near max. He's mining at the moment. Garrison Fort somewhat running out of resources, having to fight this mobile army there. He is doing quite well, it has to be said. Hercule's still got the 500 kills. And it's still Catherine, despite being forced backward, who's got the highest kill-death ratio. But she shows no signs of getting the will to fight. Looks like Zorro's mounting for another offensive. Garrison Fort is... yeah, he's losing troops all the time here in this fight with Hercule. Meanwhile, over here, we see Fapri's army causing any hassle. They're all mobile, but they've decided not to come out into the field of play. There's a small amount of Principality of Xeon here hacking at these walls. This interesting staggered wall structure. Here goes Fapri's army with the hero in tow. They're going to look to try and reclaim some of this and cause Principality of Xeon problems. Hercule has pushed all the way back to Garrison Fort's territory. It's caused Zorro to come back, and this is opening the door for Catherine to rearm. The Rams are still here, and they are still a danger. There's one tucked away in there. Two. There's another 3 garrisoned, and are they looking to be deployed? No, they're being pulled further back. Maybe the idea is to have Catherine forget about these and then suddenly have them launching through this less protected area. There are dividers, walls being put up to slow that down and negate that possibility. There's still pretty much an open door there. Catherine focusing very much on economy again at the moment, while Hercule does a lot of the fighting. Fapri still... he's got 62 cav now, so almost as many as... almost as many... oh look, they're going to fight in the middle. It's fire cav as well. So these guys are absolutely solid. But... Fapri, I don't think has will to fight, whereas Hercule does. He's got all of the horse upgrades. So, despite the fact they are hard as nails, the fire cav, and there are more of them now, has Hercule got enough here to see them off? If Zorro and Fapri work together well, they could possibly trap... yeah, they're certainly... look at this. Zorro's sending a huge army in. I thought they were going to commit to that, but they drive them straight into Catherine. Looks like he's now pushing on towards Catherine. He's going for Catherine again. And the big fight. This is all of Hercule's cav versus all of Fapri's fire cav. I'm not sure which way this is going. They're both losing out. Fapri pulls back as he loses more. In comes Zorro with some cav of his own. I don't think that small number is going to make much. It's going to make much of a difference. They're just regular cav. So Hercule now looks like the killing machine. And I think Catherine is seeing off Zorro now. He's going to try and pick off those horses they run past. So some easy kills there. Got one. So has Catherine timed her rebuild to perfection? Zorro suddenly not looking quite so strong. Fapri having to rebuild a bit, but at the same time, Principality of Xeon has gone with a push with infantry. So it's not looking good for Team 1 from looking quite strong at one point. There's rams coming in now on this fortress. It looks like it could all be going a little bit wrong. A little bit wrong for Team 1. There's captures in the middle. There's lots of death. Principality is Xeon getting his kill death ratio gradually back up. Fabrice is falling. He is losing troops all over the place. Over here, huge big off battle between Zorro and Hercule with a bit of Catherine thrown in there as well. Catherine's kill death ratio has fallen below 2 for the first time pretty much since she started killing people. Bit more reinforcement from Garrison 4, although I don't know if it's going to be enough. A massive stalemate. We're half an hour in, just shy of. And it's been pretty bloodthirsty. The Rams are heading south now. Is this going to be a quick counter? Don't know where those other Rams went. Did they get destroyed? Or are they, as we speak, trashing something to Catherine's? I'm not sure. They've gone into, yeah, they've gone into the fort. And I think Zorro's in trouble now. Population has dropped to 100, yeah, 160. Kill death ratio under 1 for the first time. Bapri appears to have repelled those attacks. The fire cav are good, and he's built them back up again. 69 of them, good number. And starting to recapture stuff. Principality Xeon now in a little bit of trouble. He is outnumbered. There is still a little bit of presence from Hercule here, but Hercule kind of tied up in this big battle. They've definitely been successful. They've pushed Zorro back. They've pushed Garrison Fort back. Have they got anything? Oh, Catherine appears to be occupying this territory again now. They're going to try and get these buildings back. Fisto has still got 50 troops somewhere. Yeah, he's rebuilt down here, but not really been effective. Fabrice certainly getting his own back over here. He's not given an inch of territory. I know the blue territory has grown around him. There's this little nub of Fabrice territory here. The fire cav are starting to make a bit of a difference, and he has got a lot of them. Hercule's cav have reached all the way back to Garrison Fort's territory. They're going for the capture of the temple. I don't know if they're going to get it. I don't know if they've got the numbers. I think there's too many in there. They've lured a load of Garrison Fort's infantry over. Garrison Fort down to a population of 114. But look at this. Bapri's on the move again, and Principality of Xeon population down to 86, and coming off worse here. He does not have the numbers to hold this out. Half an hour played, and it's still, I'm still liking Team 2's position generally. I think they've got players in a stronger position. Hercule now trying to eradicate Zorro. He's got him trapped between his own buildings here. We've got Hercule coming in from the north, and huge amount of infantry, including 75 Judean slingers, pelting these horses. And Zorro's population is plummeting. He's now massively into the deficit of the kill-death ratio, and this is just a slaughter. Look at this. Is going to be this could be the picture of the game, actually. I think this could be the thumbnail. This huge mass grave on 31 minutes of dead horses. Wow. So Zorro population of 97. Bapri, absolutely rampaging in the middle though, has reconciliated a little bit further back. Still, Hercule is sending his chariots forward. They are pretty nasty too. Going after Garrison Fort, and Garrison Fort's in a bit of trouble. Population of 164, but yeah, we're seeing Catherine now asserting some dominance. Still a lot of territory, hero elephants trying to take down this fortress. There are 2 rams inside. They're not going to get used, I don't think. So that fortress goes, and it's almost destroyed. There go the rams. Where are they going to go? The elephant's after them, so they may take down a market, but they're not going to get a massively strategic target. Catherine's pushing north with Hercule. They are looking to properly smash up Garrison Fort. They're getting close. They really want to capture that temple, but they've not come close so far. As Catherine arrives, and she's going to be playing the supporting role here. How's that elephant getting on? The elephant has got rid of all of the rams. So it's the Ptolemy I, the hero elephant. Could possibly do with him up at the business end, maybe? Knock down some buildings, but it looks like they're going for captures mostly. They've got that temple. That temple has been taken over. It's almost destroyed. Fapri decides to come in this side. This could make things interesting. Where is Hercule? Hercule looks like he really wants to go for yeah, it looks like he was either going to go for destruction or capture. Catherine now involved in this pitch battle with Fapri's Cav. Fapri has the kill death ratio of 1.4, so has been deadly, but now facing the 2 opposing strongest armies. Zorro still somewhat licking his wounds, but has a population of 150. But 79 of those are infantry. Where are they? I think mostly it's rebuilding for Zorro at the moment. Yeah. Fight's still going on. And I think Fapri now not getting it his own way. It's neck and neck in terms of the cavalry. Hercule's starting to lose a few. Catherine and Hercule both have the kill death ratio. They have 1.9. And I think the tide is starting to turn a bit on Fapri. It's not going that well now. They just got that little bit more effectiveness, but Fapri is certainly taking a lot out with him as he goes. Are we going to see a conclusive winner? As it stands, I think Team 2 have got this. They have got strength in 3 of the civs. Principality Xeon back up to full strength and sending a huge army snaking around here, already attacking the outskirts of Fapri's base. There's a hero there, and it's looking pretty wide open while Fapri himself is engaged in this attritional combat. The hero elephant is up there. I think it's going to march straight through and is going to start trying to knock over Garrison Fort's buildings, possibly. Catherine's also got rams coming up through. Zorro seems to be powerless to do anything about this. He's not really partaking in this battle now. Perhaps trying to gather some troops together. They've been dispersed a bit. They're having to retreat. So Fapri has again kind of held them off. No end in sight for this, although Fapri appears to be about to lose all of his infrastructure here as Principality Xeon is going for the base. I don't know whether he'll be able to get a capture. If he does, that'll be very much pulling the rug from under him. They are swarming around that CC, killing all the female citizens. They are going for a capture, so this is significant. No inroads on it yet. Meanwhile, Fapri is still involved in this big fight with Hercule and with Catherine. Nothing's got near Garrison Fort CC yet. All the fighting just happening just outside. Zorro has raised 46 calves suddenly. That was quick. So they're coming in now. So possibly things might be turning, but that CC is about to get captured. It is surely must be close. It's got 12 women into it. It just won't go. They just haven't quite got enough there to commit to it. It's hovering around. Just needs a few more units trying to exert influence. I don't think he's going to get it. I think it's going to be so near, but so far, and he is losing troops all the time here. He's taking fire. Priest Cav still causing trouble. Force Catherine back. Zorro's helping now. It's definitely making a difference. They just cannot get that CC. The hero's there now, so that might be the thing that swings it. But no, again, it's hovering. I think they're trying to attack it now as well. So they've got it half damaged. Can Priest prevent it? I don't think he can. All of his available units are involved in this fight. He's being supported by Zorro, so he's not coming off worse here. Catherine has pulled back again, but trying to bring infantry forward in again. And that CC, is it close to being destroyed? He's got it. So finally, Principality of Xeon got the capture on Fapri's base. And Fapri now in huge trouble. And the last of his cav, he's only got 14 left. Has this finally swung in favour of Team 2? They looked like they were on the threshold. Fapri has resigned. His cav's been wiped out. He's been taken down. And it's just Zorro and Garrison Fort. Zorro might put up a bit of a fight here, but I don't think Garrison Fort's in a position to. Principality of Xeon will now spread sideways into Garrison Fort's base, and that could be the end of him. And it's Hercule and Catherine who are going to absolutely lay it on to Zorro. I think we're going to see further resignations very, very soon. It's 36 minutes down. It's been a tidy performance. Yeah, Garrison Fort getting dismantled over here. The infantry comes in, they regroup. There is a hero in amongst them. The horses and the chariots just ripping through, chasing Zorro away. Catherine's infantry plows in. They're just capturing little bits and pieces. It's pretty much all over bar the shouting, I think. Even Hephaestus getting a bit involved. He's sending the little bit of infantry that he's got to try and recapture some of this territory. Zorro's big army are out. This has very much a last stand look to it, although... Yeah, here comes Hercule from the north to broadside this big group of cav, and I don't think they're going to survive long in the face of that. Mephisto getting captures over there. They let that temple go down. It's a Garrison Fort now fighting in the shadow of a temple and getting somewhat smashed up there, it has to be said. Final, I think, big ass battle of this game. It's Zorro on his own defending against infantry from Catherine and that ever growing force of cav from Hercule. Everybody's piling in there. Zorro's still got 177 units, so he's still doing okay. Another big pile of horse corpses there. Rams going in. Infantry of Principality of Xeon have been somewhat reduced. His population has fallen now to 112. I don't think he's taking this very seriously anymore. He's got through for Pre. He is hitting some resistance. They're trying to capture that temple back. This will be a bit slack of Principality of Xeon if he lets it go here. The Rams have not quite reached the CC. There's one of them taking down barracks. And Zorro has resigned. So Garrison Fort left all on his own. And there he goes. So in the end, a really, really good win for Team 2. Let's see how it went down. Was a good performance for Pre there, but somewhat left high and dry by the departure of 0 Celsius. I think he could have rebuilt. We're just waiting for 0 AD to bring us back to the summary screen. There it is. So 78,755 plays 73,543. A pretty solid win for Team 2, despite losing Hephaestus early on and never really having him back as a solid player. 0 Celsius, I thought, had a great start to the combat. Him and Fapri basically hurt Principality Xeon quite a lot in the opening exchanges of that battle. But Hercule got the mobile army going and was able to support on both sides. Catherine did quite well. Did an expansion, then got kicked out by Zorro, who was pretty strong also. And you'd have to say it's a bit unlucky. It appears we have 3 reasonably solid players on Team 2 and only 2 on Team 1. Although Garrison Fort was there or thereabouts all the way through. 0 Celsius resigned too early, I think. Decided the writing was on the wall and went very, very early and opened up the door for Principality Xeon to attack for Pre. Pre couldn't be everywhere. Let's have a look at the populations, just how they were built and where the major attacks and deaths happened. Yeah, it looks like 0 Celsius was getting a bit of a spanking over there. Could have possibly gone central and rebuilt and tried to reinforce. Maybe provide economy for Pre. Certainly would have needed it. But look at this. Fisto pushed right the way down. My phone has started ringing. So yeah, it's interesting. You can't really tell too much from the fluctuating populations other than the fact that quite a few players were on the wrong end of a beating sometimes. But Hercule kept his numbers up quite high. I think for most valuable player, I'm going to have to go with Hercule. That mobile cavalry army, getting the will to fight and being everywhere, made him very, very useful. You can do that if you're in the central positions in the team game and you don't get raided. You can get to phase 2 and 3, build up cav, and you can go where you're being called for, basically. So that was a pretty good performance. I really enjoyed that. Congratulations to Hercule. Also submitted that game. This would have been the Boxing Day Sunday game. But obviously going out a day or so later, you may even not get it till Tuesday if I'm slow editing it and rendering it. But I'll get on to that straight away. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you've enjoyed the games over the festive period. There have been a lot of them, some interesting 1v1s, including the Big Borg match. I did enjoy that too. But a bit of everything over Christmas. Hopefully this week, if time allows, we'll see some tutorials. We may even have a free-for-all Friday. Whether it'll be on Friday, I don't know. We'll see. But there will be lots of Newbie Rush coming up this week, so keep an eye out for it. Please do the usual YouTube stuff. Drop likes, subscribe, ring the bell for updates. Keep an eye on the community tab. I've been using that quite a lot lately. And do download Kate 0AD Katerina's guide. I've got to remember the title of it, isn't it? It's From Nub to OP. There is a secondary title which I can never remember, about improving your performance in competitive matches, but it's a very, very good read. Lots of good feedback on that, and do add your suggestions for what can be in future editions for that. I think she's looking to update it on a continuous basis, so look out for that. But all that remains, I hope you've had a really, really good holiday period. I hope you've had some chance to relax after all the chaos and all the horrible stuff with COVID, lockdowns and everything else this past, well, it's nearly 2 years now, isn't it? Hopefully better things on the horizon, although it don't look particularly clever at the moment. We can but hope for the best. But there will be lots of Zero AD Newbie Rush to watch if you're back into lockdown anytime soon, as it looks like we might be here in the UK. We just don't know. But all of the best. Hope you continue to enjoy these last bits of the holiday season. Enjoy your Zero AD, enjoy playing, and obviously enjoy the games that I'm broadcasting. I hope. Hopefully some live games coming up this week as well. Some live recordings. I've got some co-commentators on standby ready for that. So much to come. Have fun. Hope you enjoyed the game, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to be notified of future episodes. If you'd like one of your matches featured on the show, see the video description of how you can submit your replays. And if you can't wait for the next episode, then why not check out these playlists in the end titles for more replays, commentary, and tutorials on Zero AD Newbie Rush. I'll see you in the next video.